So like, that's kind of where the chip came for me, is like, I kept being like, under recruited. Then I go to Indiana State, the coach changed, the new coaching staff comes in. I was the backup quarterback. The starter went down. I played a little bit. I was not ready for my opportunity because I was comparing. I'm like, I should be starting, yada, yada. Starter goes down. I come in. I'm not ready. So then they're like, he's coming back. The older guy's coming back after injury. And I'm like done with the quarterback. I just want to play football. I'm like sick of like all like the nuances of like, the politics and all that. I'm like, just put me at receiver and let me just go play football. And then I go, set the records at receiver for, the 3 years I played receiver, most touchdowns in a season, most touchdowns career, second to most yards, whatever. And then, you go into the draft process and then it's like, I'm continuing to grow. I'm a white dude. I'm like, I'm going to go play tight end. Like, let's be honest. Like, everyone's trying to play receiver in the NFL.
That awareness. You got to have that awareness,
But
man.
like, everyone's trying to play receiver in the NFL. I mean, and the athleticism didn't lack. I was running a 4.4 at 225, 6'4". Like, I was built for it and stuff like that. But like, coming out of Indiana State, like, you're not going to get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that, I wanted to play like, I want to play football. Like, I love everything that comes with football. So like, the blocking aspect was just going to be effort. I can go run routes on safeties and linebackers all day, whatever. But like, a lot of the time it was just like, do you have the will and want to like contact and physical? And I'm like, yeah, like, so when that process was going on, I thought I was going to get, drafted in the later rounds.
We all did, brother.
Yeah. But like, like the teams that like,
I was like fifth round to 7th.
But like, you go to like all these like combines and pro days. Like, I went to I did my pro day at Northwestern and like killed it, like better than the Northwestern guys.
Yeah.
And then, then you go into the draft and you see all these guys go off and yada, yada.
Yeah.
And then I go to Detroit undrafted, and they had a 4th round pick. They had a couple free agents here and there that they were bringing in. And I was getting like 2 reps at practice, but then I'd like, when inside run would come, I would go down to the one-on-ones and then just like tear it up. Like, go down the receivers and just tear up the DBs, the 2nd round draft pick, like whatever. And
this is in training camp of your rookie year with Detroit.
In Detroit. And then like, everyone was like kind of like banged up. So then like, I was doing 7-on with Stafford and like, I'm doing well. Like, and I'd get in the games. Like, I had never blocked anyone with my hand in the dirt until a preseason game. Like, not even in practice. Like, I was like holding the pad and whatever, and then they would just throw my ass in the fucking game. And I was like, assholes.
Yeah.
And then they told me that, they told me right from the beginning, like the GM brought me in, said from the beginning, you're not going to make the 53. You're going to be our practice squad tight end. We're just going to like develop you. Cuts came. They told me same thing. Come in tomorrow, sign your practice squad contract. I come in, they even had me pick my number. I go up there and they're like, hey, we don't have any more practice squad spots for you.
No way.
Like, they really like, I even picked my number, 84, I remember.
Oh, they played. Fuck, man.
And then I get
the business of the NFL,
but
bro.
they kept me in a room for like an hour before they told me.
To figure out all the...
No. They were making sure I didn't sign anywhere else. So then So then I come out and they whatever. Shit, I packed my locker up, packed my car up, drove right to Chicago and hung out with my friends, ate a bunch of Popeyes, and just like, I remember that. I just like went to my like college buddy's house and I just like decompressed. And I was just like, I really just like understood like the NFL is like a business and not a fucking game. Like, no one gives a fuck. And then I went on a bunch of workouts. Like, I was a workout warrior. That's how I met my boy Skit Ellis. Like, we were the two boys like that were like, Colts, New Orleans.
You guys would be at the workouts together. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, see the boy.
Yeah. And I was going and everyone said like, off season, once the next off season comes, like we want to sign you to a futures. And so I just kept going on workouts. And then eventually in like December, that's where went to the Green Bay workout, killed it. I I went to the players lounge, like took a nap, and I woke up and like I like slept past my flight, like back home. Like no one came and got me. And
no one came and woke you up like, hey, we got this.
So then I come in and I'm like, hey, like, is anyone gonna like take me to the airport? Like, I didn't know. And they're like, oh no, we're signing you to the practice squad. I'm like, also, no one's gonna tell me. Like, I'm just sitting here, just like
snap up the scout right in front of you,
right? And I was just like chilling, but yeah, and then that was like the rest is history. Like
you finished out the season. That was in December.
It was like 4 weeks. They didn't end up not making the playoffs. Well, we ended up not making the playoffs. It was December, so I would say like 4 weeks I was on practice squad, and it was like so lame. I was like, you really just practice the whole week and then don't go play in the games. I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
You didn't know that about practice squad?
No, I just was like, I thought I would have been like happy, like, hey man, like I'm a part of the team. I was like, no, I want to be playing in the games.
Oh, bro, practice squad is brutal.
And I only did it for 4 weeks.